Today, guys, we are showcasing a build that I've been using low-key on the side, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. Typically, I love high damage DPS one-shot builds, stuff to get through horror content fast. But sometimes I like builds that give you the ability to survive almost anything and just play the game a little bit different. As you guys are seeing, so much armor and still pretty good, decent survivability, and that's what I'm having fun doing with this one right here. So as we're building our stacks, we are going to get stronger. When I say stacks, you'll see that I do have the little Memento build, and you guys know the more stacks, the more survivability you get, right? And DPS, and you'll see that in just a few. I am literally just running through these guys, right? Pretty solid. This is probably a build that a lot of you guys could put together and maybe not have the exact expertise, but you'll still have the same type of survivability. And then obviously as you get your expertise up, the weapon will get stronger, so the build will be a little bit more effective. What I love about this, honestly, is just the bonus armor and the constant regen we're getting on this build, and you're gonna see it's pretty impressive. We're sitting about, I want to say, 135,000 armor regen on the build, and we'll show you that in a second. But every time I pick up a trophy until I'm at max stack, I am becoming stronger and stronger and stronger, and that right there is why this is cool. Now you'll notice my damage really gets stronger when I do have bonus armor, and well, there's a reason why. Not because it's just the Memento, but because of the talent I am running. But overall, I think a lot of you guys are going to really enjoy this one. What we'll do is we'll do the full control point so you guys can just see, hey, it's very effective if you need it to be. And I don't know, for me, having that much bonus armor, having some crazy amount of armor regen, it's very easy to keep up. And if you need to, you can see that I have the shield available to me, right? The shield is always there. It's kind of like my safety net. If I need to use it, I will use it. Do I always need to use it? No, it's just not something you need to do. But it's there when I do need it. And that is what makes this tank survivability build so fun to use and allows you to survive. And I think we just have 2 waves left. Yeah, we got some enemies over here that we just need to take out, and then we'll dive right into the build. I have a full build breakdown for you, as I always do, and I'll show you all the stats, everything you guys need to know on how to set this one up. And I think a lot of you guys will have a lot of fun with this one. So what we did, we just got this guy here, and look, the damage is honestly not bad. It's there. We're able to get through these enemies, and depending if we have the bonus armor or not, depends on how hard we're hitting. And just look at the, you see that bonus armor when we get it? Huge chunks. And when we get like 2 kills, it's almost like the enemy can't get through it. So we're just gonna finish this guy off. And I have no bonus armor, so I lose a little bit of my damage, and I'll explain that in a few. But hey, still able to get this. Well, we did this one in about 3 minutes. A little over 3 minutes. Not bad, right? Heroic control point, 3 directives. Finish him off. Boom. And then we just have, I think, 1 guy over here. Oh, this guy. And then I think we're done. So here we go. You guys saw the build in action. It's probably one of the funner builds to use, especially because it has so much survivability, and you wouldn't expect it to be able to put out some type of damage like this. It's not something that's going to be the greatest DPS build, but it's going to have a lot of survivability and allow you to mow down these enemies pretty effectively. So let's get into the build. So for the mask, we are running the chill out mask. If you do not have this mask, well, you can just run a regular Gilligar mask, and all the difference is I get 2 mod slots, so I have all crit damage mods. If you're running regular Gilligar mask, you're going to have a crit chance roll, crit damage, and a crit damage mod on there. 170,000 armor on this one. We are running a 3-piece Gilligar, so this is going to give us total armor, 60% health, and 2% armor regen. You can see we're at 2 million armor, right? 625,000 total health, which that allows us, if we do get in those areas where we're struggling, we can pretty much still survive a little bit because that's a ton of health that we have on this build. For our chest piece, we're running a golden gear chest piece. It's the name chest piece, so the hunter kill, the one you get from completing the 1300s in New York City. We have a 2-piece, so the 2-piece is going to give us that 1.5% armor regen. So you see we have 2% on one, so we're sitting at 3.5% armor regen on this build already, and a little bit more in a second. We have armor on here. We have critical damage, we have armor regen, and we have a critical hit damage mod. Now we do have perfect intimidate here. When you have bonus armor, you gain 1 stack each second up to a max stack of 10. Each stack increases your weapon damage by 4%. So that means you can have a total of 40% extra weapon damage on this build when you have bonus armor. And we're gonna have a lot of bonus armor, and I'll explain why in a second. All stacks are lost when you have no bonus armor. So we do have armor, crit damage, armor regen, and critical hit damage mod. For our second piece of Gila Guard, we are running the holster, and we have armor on here. We have health. You could put armor regen if you want to have a little bit more armor regen. You can put health if you want to have a little bit more health. Up to you. And then a critical hit damage roll. For the knee pads, we have our third piece of Gila Guard. So we're gonna have armor. We have health on here. You can put armor regen again if you want to have a little bit less health. And then we have 12% critical damage. Remember, we have 60% extra health. So if we start adding those health rolls, it's going to give us nice chunks of bump in health, depending on how you want to run the build. For the gloves, we're running the golden gear gloves. This is going to give us armor, critical damage, and critical hit chance on here. And then for the bag, we have the Memento backpack. That's where we're getting more weapon damage, more armor, more skill tier. And then obviously we have 6% crit chance mod rolled on here. Ideally, if you run that regular Gila Guard mask, that I told you, you don't have the chill out mask, well then that's where you put crit damage here because you're going to have the 6% crit chance on the other piece. Doesn't really matter, I just put that piece there. So we have kill confirmed on here. Now every time we pick up a trophy, we're getting 5% weapon damage, but we're getting 60% bonus armor. Yes, 60% bonus armor of 2 million armor. That's why when I get like 1 or 2 kills back to back, you see those chunks of armor just really stack in. 5%. We're also getting 5% skill efficiency. Now, don't forget, once you get 30 trophies, that's a 30 stack, and you can keep that for 300 seconds every time you get one more kill, right? So we have 30% weapon damage additional, right? 30% skill efficiency and 3% armor regen. Now, you pair that with the 3.5% we already have, so 6.5% armor regen on the build, and at max stat, we'll be sitting about 135,000 total armor regen on this build. And I'll show you a screenshot right now. This is with full stacks, 200,000 armor on kill, 135,000, almost 136,000 armor regen, 625,000 max health. Now, if we don't have full stacks, let me show you real quick. I should show you that. See, same stats, 75,000 armor regen. This is before the Memento stacks. So keep that in mind. That's why it's so good and so effective, sitting at 2 million armor. So much survivability, and we still have the damage because if you look here, 53% crit chance, 151% crit damage, 70% headshot damage, plus we have the 10% damage targets out of cover. So even though we're not just shredding through enemies, we're still performing really well with this build, and that is what makes this build good. So if you guys want to see this build in action, want to try it out, you guys can try it here. For the weapon, we are running the Ouroboros. Now the Ouroboros is going to have a base damage of 72,000, has 1,485 RPM, 50 mag in the mag. We have SMG damage, crit chance, 10% crit damage, and then we do have this at 25 expertise because I'm showing you the potential of the build. Now, can you run this at lower expertise? Yes. Will it be as effective? That is something for you just to keep testing, but this is just something for you guys to look forward to. If you guys want to see, I was shredding through. It was heroic, right? Pretty easy there. For the secondary, run whatever you want. Now, if you don't have the Ouroboros, you can run something like the Vector SPR, and that'll allow you to run the Scorpio too. So really up to you how you guys want to run this. Have fun with it, test it out, enjoy, and then let me know how you guys like it. For the skills, I do the Crusader Shield because if I'm fighting enemies and a little bit too further away, I want to protect my bonus armor. So I pop it up, take some of that damage. It's a tier 6, so a lot of protection you get there. And also the Banshee Pulse will disorient the enemy. So 2 ways for you guys to run this. Very good build. Think you guys will enjoy it. I'll see you in the next one. Nothing but skills out.